You have been born for a higher purpose. Move forward to what God is calling you to do. The newest inductee of the Grand Ole Opry, T. Graham Brown, began his musical journey in 1973 while attending the University of Georgia in his hometown of Athens. After moving to Nashville in 1982, the Grammy-nominated CMA Award songwriter took the country music by storm. Today, the soulful voice of T. Graham Brown has been heard all over the country music airwaves. He's been entertaining his fans with his bluesy hits, I Tell It Like It Used to Be, and his #1 song, Hell and High Water. But God had to slow him down to work out a few of his own high water challenges. This is his story. This is Today's Nashville. This is Faith, Part 2. T. Graham, here we are again.
Yes, ma'am.
I am thrilled to sit down and talk to you.
Well, thanks for having me, Terry.
You've had a lot going on since I've talked to you last. And you know what? I have to say this. We had so many people contact us when we interviewed you a couple years ago. Why did you not have T. Graham sing?
I tell it like it used to be when you were still in love with me, before you got too used to me and wanted someone new. Well, I tell it like it ought to be, 'cause how it is killing me. When they ask about you and me, I tell it like it used to be. How's that?
That is, they are going to be so happy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what has been going on since we've talked last?
Boy, a lot of stuff. You know, we're still out touring, doing that. I'm into my Sirius XM show almost 6 years now. Got a new album. I went down to Muscle Shoals and recorded a 60s soul tribute album. I used to walk around in the 60s. I had a transistor radio. A lot of people don't even know what that is now. I had a little transistor radio. It ran off one of those square 9-volt batteries. Had it glued to my ear everywhere I went, listening to 1960s, you know, pop hits, pop radio, and they would play a lot of soul songs. And so I've just
been working on that.
I always wanted to do it and really never had the time or didn't take the time. So I went down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama to Fame Studios and used all those great players from down there. And we cut 14 songs and I started calling it. Yeah, I was talking to Dwight Yoakam on the phone and we stay in touch. And he was asking me what I'd been up to. And I told him I went down and cut a 60s soul tribute album. And he asked me if I had done this song called I'm Your Puppet. And I said, yeah, matter of fact, I did. And he said, can I sing on it? And I said, wow, yeah, you can sing on it. So he went in a studio out in Hollywood, California, and sang harmony and did a duet with me on it. It turned out great. So I got to thinking I cut an Al Green song. It's called From Memphis to Muscle Shoals, so I recorded songs that were either originally recorded in Memphis or originally recorded in Muscle Shoals. So there was an Al Green song on there called Take Me to the River, and I thought, man, you know, Winona would sound great on this. So I called her up and she did it, and then I thought, and I called Tanya Tucker up and she did it. And I called Sam Moore from Sam and Dave. He's 87 years old, seems like he's 20. And he did it. And Little Anthony from Little Anthony and the Imperials is on it. And Eddie Floyd, a great soul singer from Memphis, is on it. Delbert McClinton is on it. It's just turned into kind of
so when is it coming out? When is it coming out?
It's going to come out in May, I think, May or June. They're starting to release tracks from it now, you know, on the...
How long is it taking to put it all together?
Golly, I think probably 2 years. 2 years to get it just like... Well, we had it done, basically, till I started making these phone calls to get duet partners, and then that kind of made it... It just took longer that way. But it's coming out, and it's all good, all in God's time, and it's going to be something
It's going to
really
be exciting.
good for
And
us.
congratulations, the new inductee of the Grand Ole Opry.
Yay! Isn't that great?
I was so happy. I saw it was everywhere.
That's the biggest thing that's ever happened to Sheila and I. That's the biggest.
Tell me about the day when you found out, or did you know that it was going to happen? I mean...
No, I didn't know.
I mean, I wasn't surprised. I just thought...
Oh man, there was this kind of elaborate, they orchestrated this thing. The Opry apparently called the Sirius XM folks in New York, and the New York guys called me and asked if I'd like to interview Vince for 30 minutes for my Livewire show. I said, yeah, man. So there's a new Sirius XM studio in the AT&T building, the Batman building we call it, you know. So they have a live music venue in there, and they said, we're going to have a live audience for this. You interview Vince, y'all sing a couple, and we'll use it for your Livewire show. And I said, yeah, good. And so Vince came down, and his assistant or publicist or somebody, right-hand person, was there, and his manager showed up that I hadn't seen in 40 years. And we were waiting in the green room, Sheila and I, we were all sitting around, and came time, they told me I had 30 minutes, and Vince had to go somewhere else. So we're sitting in there and talking. We did 30-minute interview, yakking back and forth and singing. And so I was watching this clock on the wall, and it got past 30 minutes. I remember it was 3 minutes. It was 33 minutes. And I thought, man, I got to end this interview so Vince can leave. And it was basically like, well, that's all the time we got, Vince. Thanks for coming by and all. And he went, whoa, wait a minute. I wanted to ask you something. How many times have you done the Grand Ole Opry? And I told him, and he said...
How many times? Do you remember?
300 and something.
I know. It's been a...
And he said, well, I got to tell you something. This whole thing has been a setup. The Opry asked me to come and ask if you'd like to be the newest member of the Grand Ole Opry. And I went, oh, bull. That was my reaction, because I thought he was kidding, because we're 40-year friends, and he's got a great sense of humor. He's a kind of a jokester, prankster kind of guy. And I thought he was pulling my leg, you know. And then he said, no, man, I'm serious. And I started crying. It was just the best. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened to us in our career. And you know, I tell people this, and it's the God's honest truth. The best part of it has been seeing Sheila so happy, because we've worked so hard. We've endeavored to persevere, and we've gone through all this crazy ups and downs, and we're still standing, and now we're members of the Grand Ole Opry.
I know, and he's just blessing you so much. And we're going to talk about those ups and downs and your life on the road when we come back.
Yeah.